Marco here again. Welcome to episode 44 of my beginner's guide for Feed the Beast. Now the sun's going down, I need to get back home pretty quick. I'm out about 1500 meters away from my base, which is over in that direction. And the reason why is, we need one of these things. This is a watery beehive, and it took me quite a while to find one of these. I've been flying around looking in various liquidy areas, lakes and stuff like. Let's go to the water princess and a water drone. Now I just wanted to start with that because that's another important bee that we need, and it's important for a couple of specific bees. First of all, if we combine one of them watery bees with a resilient bee, which is the one from the top of the rocky line, that'll get us a lapis bee, and that'll get us a lot of lapis, having a lapis bee. Really useful. The lapis bee is also the bee that is the starter bee for the gemstone line, which can get us emeralds, rubies, and ultimately diamonds as well. So the most important one of them is probably rubies. If you're going to do a lot of things that require chrome, I can't actually get in from my roof anymore. Wonderful. The important one of those is probably rubies. If you're going to do a lot of things that use chrome, because chrome's quite difficult to not difficult. Chrome's quite a pain to get. So I just wanted to show you where you get them from. So basically I just flew around looking for lakes and lake type areas, rivers, stuff like that, until I found a blue hive under the water. That gets you them guys. So if we just look, it's not going to show us anything here, probably, but if we look at a rocky, resilient. Top of the rocky line is resilient. One of the further mutations there that we haven't seen yet, it's probably this undiscovered one because we haven't actually run any watery bees, is going to be a lapis bee. That's quite useful. Emerald bees obviously really useful. Emeralds are useful for quite a few things. Let's see how many emeralds have we got. Probably haven't got that many. We've got 33, so not many at all. So I'm probably going to want a lapis bee, 4,500, quite a lot of lapis. But if you start getting into things like interdimensional storage units, they take a lot of lapis. A lot of lapis. So the high-tech Greg Tech stuff, the high-end Greg Tech stuff takes a lot of lapis. We could do with emeralds, and of course, diamonds from bees is not to be sniffed at. So we could do it with lapis, ruby, emerald, and diamond bees. You also get sapphire and olivine, but I don't use them so much. So the bees can just go in there for now, out of the way, and we'll leave them there for now. And we'll get on with some other stuff, right? I've been giving them guys the fastest productivity, but they can all stay there for now. Let's do some other stuff, right? What I said last time, and what I plan to do is, if you look, my screens keep breaking there. It's a bit weird. If I go to range, I'll come back, then that one becomes part of that one instead. And the Greg Tech one never actually shows anything unless you go in it and come back out. So that's probably an issue with the Greg Tech part of it. Clock's up there now. We're playing around with colours, making it all look pretty and nice. So as I said last time, the next thing we want to be doing is upgrading one of our solar panels. I've got a couple of other things I want to do as well. See there, look, that one as well. If you click on it and come back out, it'll show you the percentage that the UU matters out there. But until you click on it, it don't actually show you. So that must be the Greg Tech sensor kit that does that. This one here, this is a counter. In fact, I'll just cover this before we do anything else. This is the no, I said there's one that I didn't know what it was. It was a counter sensor. I'd never used it before. What you have to do, you have to make this thing, which is an energy counter. And I've had to put a couple of transformer upgrades in that, sort of run 512. The first one I put there blew up because I didn't realise you could do that. And you can reset that whenever you want. And the counter display there, it just shows you how much energy is flowing through that line there. So you can see that that's how much energy we're using at the minute, because that's getting from our MFSUs. They all go through that energy counter now to wherever they're going to. So you see there, we're using that much power. That's what the energy counter one's for. And the other one that I think I showed, but I've not actually put on something we're going to get to in this episode as well, is the liquid one that we're going to put on a special tank that I'm going to make later in the episode. But for now, let's look at upgrading a solar panel. So That's there's a little clue there what I'm going to make later in the episode, but you might have saw that. You can probably pause and go back. Actually, I was looking at the thing I'm planning on making. So if we look at our advanced solar panel, there's a couple of things we're going to need. Irradiant glass, first of all. Irradiant glass uses irradiant uranium. Irradiant uranium is uranium surrounded by glowstone. So these are some of the reasons why we need a lot of uranium and a lot of glowstone. First thing we need to do with the uranium is compress a stack of that into refined uranium. Now, I used to just compress all my uranium automatically, but because we use uranium ore for the bees, I don't do that anymore. But where's the compressor? Are you the compressor? You are a compressor. There we go. I've actually got all this turned off. I should turn them on, spin all them up, and see if it causes me any problems. I've not actually checked. What I have had an issue with is I've got this thing here producing the highly advanced circuits. I can't remember what they're called. I think they're called elite circuits or something. One of that little round thing you just saw there. That goes into the data orbs and stuff and the energy flow circuits. When I had the power just into the back of this, it wasn't putting power into the side of there, it just got stuck. So I've had to put another power line underneath it as well, and now it's working. So touch wood, that'll keep working. Really slow. So I'll put a stack of advanced circuits, a stack of platinum plates in there, and that's gradually making me 64 of the elite circuits. That's what they're called, elite circuits. Everything else is as you saw before. I've got bauxite going back through one of my electrolyzers. I've got ruby dust getting sent into that one. I've just put a couple of stacks of rubies through the industrial, through the pulverizing macerator, just to get some ruby dust, because we're going to need some chrome at some point. Industrial centrifuge, I thought I had one of these working as well. I've got that one set to platinum dust, so that one's making platinum dust into iridium nuggets, and that one's doing nothing at the minute. This is just manual still, I've not put anything there. Oh, and that one's all set up as it was last time, so there's nothing new there. Right, so let's jump downstairs. Now that iridium takes a little while, but we should be getting some refined uranium. There it is. Excellent. We've got some titanium plates, we've got some chrome dust, cool. That chrome dust needs to go into the industrial blast furnace as well. But that's probably busy doing from a backlog of aluminium dust, I'm guessing. Here it is. Let's put that in there. No, there wasn't much though, was there? Look, cool. Put that in there, I'll just force the chrome dust in there out of the thing instead. So it's actually, it must have worked its way through all that aluminium dust, which is pretty cool. But where have I gone? What am I on there for? Let's put that back in there. 2,500 aluminium now, and yeah, not much aluminium dust. So cool, that's caught up. Wonderful. That'll start turning the chrome into chrome ingots, which we need at some point. And once we're up to 64 of them, I'm going to make 64. So it makes a bit more sense to do it, and there's a stack. The other thing we're going to need is more glass for a start. Let's make some more glass. Craftable glass. Let's have a few stacks of that. Should be nothing in there. Right, that's working away. And there should be a stack of ruby dust in there. There is. Cool. Throw that in there, and that'll get processed into chrome as well. Yeah, we're going to want a stack of glass, at least. Glass we can make into reinforced glass, which we're going to need for the iridium panels. In fact, I'm just going to wait until we've got a stack of glass there. I'll make a... No, that's wrong, isn't it? It's, I think it's two. So I think it's two of them. Let's put that back. Is that right? There we go, yeah. So we'll make as many as we can of them with a stack of glass. And we need 3 more bits of glass, that'll do. 1, 2, 3. Make 9 lots of that for now. This is 63 reinforced glass, that'll do for now. Excellent. And let's turn this into a stack of this irradiant stuff. Oops. Like so. So that stuff's quite useful. Irradiant uranium. Now we need 3 of these for each advanced solar panel. We need another stack of glowstone dust. Okay, so let's see how far we get with this. I'm going to have 32 of there. We're not going to have nowhere near as much glass as we need, but to use all that. But we'll see how far we get. Let's have a look. Even that out. We're going to get 60 of them. That's cool. That's enough for 20 upgrades. That's not bad. Not bad. That'll do. Throw the rest of the stuff back in there for now. So we've got 60 radiant glass panes. We're going to have solar panels, of course. Advanced circuits, advanced alloy. And then the other thing we need is this guy here. This is the important bit, I guess. Of course, we can only make one at the minute because we've only got 2 UU matter. So making all this is just planning for the future. So let's go through this bit a bit at a time. So our Cenarian part, pretty straightforward. 2 bits of UU matter, bit of glowstone dust. Gets us our Cenarian part. So that's kind of going to be the bottom. Either that or the iridium bit's going to be the bottleneck. So there's our Cenarian part. I should actually put this into one of the tables here, but I'm using them all, as you can see. So for now, I just have to do it in my inventory. 4 2 lapis, a diamond. Let's get them bits. 4 redstone, 2 lapis, 1 diamond. And then the only other bit is this reinforced iridium iron plate. So for that, 4 advanced alloy, 4 carbon plates, that's pretty straightforward. Iridium iron plate is 1 iridium ingot surrounded by 9 refined iron. So that's pretty straightforward as well. I've actually got some refined iron there, I've got 8 for some reason. Let's get 1 more of them. Have I run out of them? I've run out of them. Are you still making glass? You are. Run out of refined iron. Let's just sling some manually into a furnace up here. Thank you, furnace. That'll get us the 1 bit of refined iron we needed. There we go. And iridium ingot, we've got 1 there. That's the only one we've got. We've also got 116 of these here, look. So what we can do is we can take all them, we can spread them around. That's going to get us another 12 iridium ingots. That's alright. We need 1 for this. So 12 iridium ingots there. That's actually enough for 3 iridium plates if we wanted to make them into plates, but we don't just yet. So we need 4 of them and 4 of them. So I think we're good to go. So let's have a look. Iridium ingot surrounded by refined iron gets you a iridium iron plate. Then I don't need 8 of them. What a tool! I actually need 8 of them anyway, so I didn't actually need to make any more. Right, let's move that wrong one. There we go. Reinforced iridium iron plate gets us that, and then the rest of this thing is quite straightforward. Surrounded by that funky stuff. Gets us an irradiant reinforced plate. Wonderful. Our irradiant glass can go there. And what else was it? 2 of them. They go there, I think. And 2 circuits, which I've got somewhere. I saw them actually, but quicker to get them from there. And now all we need to do is take one of our solar panels from upstairs, and this will be our first advanced solar panel. Now there's 2 different mods that you can use for solar panels. The one that comes with Ultimate is advanced solar panels. There's also one called compact solar panels. Now compact solar panels, the recipes are a lot easier. You basically just keep making more of the same thing, putting it around a transformer. Whereas the advanced solar panels are actually a little bit better and a lot more. There's a lot more to it. I quite like it. So what I'm going to do here, this is our advanced solar panel. There we go. That's our first one. Now if we put that back and we click on it, so if we click on our normal ones don't tell you much. It tells you it's getting the sun. That's all it's really telling you. And it's got a slot there so you can charge a bat box or a mining drill or something. You can put it in there, it'll charge it. The advanced ones, they've got quite a different inventory. Yeah, quite a different interface GUI. First of all, they've got an internal storage. This has got 32,000 EU internal storage. Its max output's 32, but it's not actually going to put out 32. It's going to put out, during the day, it's going to put out 8. So during the day, it's putting out the same as 8 of these guys. These put out 1 EU a tick during the day and 0 at night. This guy's putting out 8 during the day, and it'll go down. It'll put 1 out at night as well. So it'll still put 1 EU a tick out even when it's dark. The maximum there is just showing its low voltage. So, for example, if this had no line connected to it, and this guy got its full 32,000, then we connected it up, it'd output the stored power at 32 EU a tick, low voltage. The next upgrades, the hybrid puts out at 128 medium voltage, and then the ultimate hybrid puts out at 512 high voltage. So they follow the same voltage, but they don't put out that much power during the day each. That's the max they can put out. So this puts out 8. That actually puts out 64. Yeah, 64, even though its max is 128. And that one actually puts out 512, and its max is 512. So they get better as they go on. Now, there's 2 ways we can upgrade these now. The first and the cheapest is, if you look at that, we still need to upgrade to hybrids. So our next thing will be to upgrade to a hybrid. Pretty straightforward. 2 iridium plates, and we've already got enough iridium for that. If you remember, I said I've got enough for 3 of them. So we have got enough iridium plates for that. Carbon plate, straightforward. That's just 9 lapis put through a compressor. Straightforward enough. Advanced circuit, straightforward enough. We've got a stack of them. And enriched scenarium, that's the other bit. Enriched scenarium needs 8 of them irradiant uranium, which we've got. And it needs a scenarium plate thing there, and that needs 6 UU matter. So as soon as we get 6 UU matter, we can upgrade our advanced solar that we just made into a hybrid solar. Pretty cool. We'll probably do that pretty soon. As soon as I've got enough power to get 6 more UU matter. Let's turn it on for a bit. Let's drain this down to about 20%. So keep an eye on that. We'll drain that down a bit. We'll see if we can get another couple. It's going to take a while though. As you see, as you get more power, this starts to speed up. By the time you've got a couple of ultimate solars, this thing's a lot quicker. So start working towards that. When you upgrade to these things, you've got 2 options. One of them is put 8 hybrid solars around an advanced circuit, which seems like the easier version. But the other thing, of course, that is what I wanted to do. Yes. Right, so I will leave that on a minute. But so as I said there, you can upgrade to the hybrid solar, which uses 6 UU matter, and then you can upgrade 8 of them hybrids into 1 ultimate. So each one of them has used 6 UU matter, but it's also used 2 for each of the advanced. So 8. So that's used 64 UU matter to get to that. Whereas this one, it's a bit cheaper. You need 6, 12, 24, and it needed 2 of them. So 48 UU matter there, and your 2 for your advanced solar panel, 50. So it's 10 UU matter cheaper by going straight from the advanced to the ultimate hybrid. But the fact you need 50 means you're probably going to make 1 or 2 of these first, or you could just wait out. And it's quite tricky to work out how to do it. It's because the hybrids are useful while you're doing it. It's probably cheaper to make your first 1 or 2 using this method, even though it's ultimately cheaper to use that method. So I'll decide what I'm going to do. I'm probably going to make at least 8 of the hybrids and make 1 this way if we get that far, just to show you how to make an hybrid. But yeah, if you're patient enough, you're probably best waiting to get 50 UU matter and make it this way. Skip the hybrid completely, go straight to the ultimate. Would be the best bet, to be honest. Alright, we'll leave that running for a bit. So there we go, we've got our first upgraded solar panel. So that's that bit. You could go through upgrading all these. If we went the long route there and made them all into hybrids and then all into ultimate hybrids, we've got enough basic solars here to actually make 8 ultimate hybrids. If we skip that and went to that, we've obviously got enough basic solars to eventually get 64 ultimate hybrids, and 64 ultimate hybrids is a ridiculous amount of power. Slow, painfully slow. I'll leave that running for a bit, and I'll try and remember to turn that off before I drain on my power again, like I did the other day. And we'll move on to the next thing we're going to do. So now we're down here, we can actually see, we can keep an eye on that while we're doing other stuff. So that can go in there. That's actually wants to be in the crafted bit, so does that. That wants to be in the ingots. So I'll add these to the pre-formatted bits. There's the elite circuit boards I'm making. We're going to need some of them pretty soon. And I'll show you for why. Right, what we're going to make here is, if you look downstairs, first of all, our hydrogen tank there is pretty full. It's almost totally full actually. I made a few more tanks. I had some spare iron in that, so I made a few more tanks. You could build up a lot of these tanks, start storing all your liquids and stuff like this. So I could have one for my biofuel. I need to start turning my oil into fuel and putting that into these. I should actually do that first. No, I'll use a tank I'm going to make. So fuel can go into one of these. DNA, we could actually start using more DNA instead of just having. At the minute we're making it as we need it. So these are full, making them as we need them. But we could just get a tank full of DNA, so we've got it on tap. Loads of other stuff. There's all the stuff that comes from the cells, like mercury and all stuff like that. We could put it all into tanks. Now there's a real advanced way of tanking stuff up, and it's called a quantum tank, and it's a GregTech thing, and there it is, and that holds a ridiculous amount of liquid, ridiculous amount. It's quite an highly advanced recipe. It's going to need 4 energy flow circuits, but it also needs a quantum chest in there. Quantum chest is something I made. That's going to take data orbs, and there's a rubbish truck coming down the street, so it's going to get real noisy in a second, so I'm going to cut the camera back in a minute. Okay, I'm back, and the truck has been down and collected the bins. Dustbin truck in English, garbage truck I think, American. So we can carry on what we're doing. Now I'm going to run into a problem for some of these things, data orbs. I ain't got enough of them. We're going to need 4 there, and we're going to need 1 for there. Now I've been making some of these. I'm going to show you in a second how I make them. I've got 4, you see. What I need to make them is data control circuit and 8 of these data storage units, which I ain't got. I've only got 6. And to make them we need emeralds, and I've used all my emeralds. I've got 1 emerald left. So I had 33, I had 32 was enough to make 16 of them things. But I had to use 2 to make 2 of these things. And that leaves us short. So I'm having to actually, them lapis bees that I mentioned, that's the head of the episode. Well, the next step from then is a lapis bee and a noble bee can get you an emerald bee. So I'm looking at making emerald bees so I can get some more emeralds, because I ain't got any. Now there is a couple of ways you can get emeralds. One is, I'm actually in a, oops, I don't want a screenshot. I'm in a woodlands here, but if I move across here, I'm in extreme hills over here. Now extreme hills have emeralds in naturally, so I could go caving, get some emeralds. I could go to my NPC village over there, see if someone wants to trade some emeralds with me for some wheat or such like. If there's anyone left here actually. I've never been too close to this place. If I have, then zombies will have gradually killed all the people here, it looks like. If you remember in the very first episode I said I want to be far enough away that I didn't keep this loaded in when I was in my base. It looks like that's not been the case. My base is too close, and unfortunately all the villagers seem to be dead. Shame. Yep, definitely seems to be the case. So I'm going to do the, because I'm a bee guy, I'm a bee kind of guy, I want to do it with the bee root and make some emerald bees. So I'm starting to get that sorted. So that's going to take me about an hour, so I'm going to have to cut the camera. Now I've come across an issue here. I've come across a couple of issues with this. I had a little fly around and it looks like this area got unloaded because these are all messed up. Now look at that. It's actually, the thing's staying there even though there's no block there. The thing's messed up. If you actually look at this, let's put that back. It's not going to make a difference though. I didn't want it that way either. Damn thing. There we go. What's happened is these have all frozen. If we come upstairs and actually look at the power, I looked down there. I noticed that the one at 8,600 wasn't moving, and I was still running this thing. That says 9%. If you're looking there, it's actually up to 30. And that one that said it was 8, I looked into it and it was only at 4. It's actually going on to 2 now, so I'm still losing power. A lot more. And a lot quicker than I'm making it. That's turned off, isn't it? Yeah. That's turned off, so I'm burning through a lot of stuff here. That's going to run out if I aren't careful. I'm going to go to sleep to get these solar panels back into action. But that thing's frozen up, so I need to relog. I'm not sure what is causing that. You can see there earlier, I was doing some measuring of EU when I said that thing wasn't working. But look, that one's frozen as well. So if I do a quick relog, that should sort all these out. Let's see. I'm going to come back in here. These should all be working again. There we go. That one's messed up again. I'm going to have to move that because that don't work. That one's messed up again. I'm going to blame Greg for this. It probably has nothing to do with Greg, but so that's reading its proper 30% now. That's reading down at 2,500,000. And it's going down quite rapidly, so I'm losing power. It must be because I put the bauxite and stuff into the electrolyzer. It's actually using more power than I've got. That's working a little bit. Titanium was quite heavy, I think. 128,000 EU per titanium. I might have to take the bauxite out of that electrolyzer again, just for the time being. Let this guy get cooking again. What I'm going to do is actually, I'm not going to take it out, I'm just going to make it active with signal. There's no signal on there, so that should stop putting bauxite in. And it has, as you can see. Cool, that'll do for now. That's gone as far as it can. So what I can do is I can make the bits that I've got, but I'm going to have to do some bee breeding to get some emeralds to actually finish this quantum tank off. So what we've got is, so this is as far as we can get. We can't quite make the quantum chest because we're one of these data robs short. For a quantum chest you need a computer monitor. These go into quite a lot of Greg Tech things. There are aluminium plates, some dyes, well, glowstone and lapis. I've been using lapis for that dye there. Red dye, lime green dye, and the glass pane gets your computer monitor. They go into quite a lot of things. Greg Tech computer cube, digital chest, quantum chest.
Operation has been completed.
Oops. Apologise, that was my convert XVID to DVD just making a noise. I've got a friend who refuses to use digital media, so he makes me burn him DVDs. Well, he asks me nicely to burn him DVDs of movies and stuff, so yeah, ignore them electric sorters and stuff. Never used any of them yet. I might have a look at them one day. But we need a teleporter that we've made before, a computer monitor that I just showed you, and a digital chest. So the first thing we need to make is a digital chest. It's pretty straightforward. Some aluminium, one of them computer monitors, and a data rob. So let's grab one of our 4 data robs here. In fact, let's grab them all. Let's grab all them as well. And yeah, that goes in there. We'll turn that back on. That gets us a digital chest. And as I said, we need a teleporter. So a teleporter, as we've seen before, I think we use a teleporter to make the master fabricator. I'll get a teleporter, so we can do that. Teleporters are pretty cool actually. They you need to pair them with another one. So if I put the teleporter down like so, I'd have to have an MFSU next to it because they need a lot of power. And the power they use is based on how much stuff you've got in your inventory. And if I had an MFSU next to it, and this was linked to a second teleporter, I thought you use a frequency transmitter for. One of them frequency transmitters that I've made before with a cable and a circuit. You link two of these together, so if I stepped on this one, it'd send me to wherever the other one was. And it uses energy, and the amount of energy is based on how much stuff you're carrying. So you could have an ender chest next to it, dump all your stuff into it, keep it cheaper if you want to go long distance. But there's other ways to travel long distance in this game anyway. So 3 of them in there. Oh, digital chest. Now digital chest has got... Just wait for that to settle. I've never actually used one of these before, have I? But come on. Can I even... Does that not have an interface? How does a chest not have an interface? I guess I have to pump stuff in and out of that. That's quite irritating. Okay, that's a digital chest that I've never used. I should maybe have had a little play with that off camera. I'm going to need 4 of them, teleporter, and then 2 are the advanced machine blocks that I've not made yet, but I've got the stuff for. So titanium and chrome. Spread them out, rotate it. There we go, 2 of them. So we're just waiting on that. 1 more data orb to make that into a quantum chest, which holds 2 billion items, which is pretty cool. And then same as a, well, it's all right, but it's the same as a deep storage unit from MFR, and they're a lot cheaper. So if you want to hold 2 billion things, I don't think I'd ever make one of these. But what we can do is we can upgrade that to a quantum tank, which can hold the similar amount of liquid. And in this version I've got, there's no other way of storing that much liquid. So I just wanted to do that to show you that. Right, we should have a noble princess. I just made that. That was a refined princess, made it into a noble. And we should have some lapis bees. Now, just need to tab out a second. Okay, the emerald is a 5% chance. So for a 5% chance, iridium makes it to a 50, and then an ender will make it to 100. Ender is 2%, 2 times, so 2 times 50, 100. And we're going to need a lapis bee. Now I've got some bees, I'm throwing them in here so I can get extra ones. And I'll throw another one in there again because I want some more so I can get the lapis species out of that. But noble princess, lapis drone, in our breeder, with uranium and an ender pearl, 100% chance of getting an emerald bee. So that's on with that. We can't do any more with this, but what I can do is, what we're going to use this is we're going to use this to start storing fuel. And we haven't got a fuel in a minute. What we've got is we've got erythropolis. We need to turn that into fuel. And we'll turn that into fuel, first of all, by squeezing it into oil, and then refining it. Now, if you look at a refinery is basic buildcraft stuff. Diamond gear, some tanks are just 8 bits of glass, and some redstone torches. Pretty straightforward. There is a Greg Tech one that I was considering making, but that's quite expensive, and I might have a play off camera with that, see what that's like. But apparently it's like a refinery with byproducts and more energy efficient. Well, it kind of is, but the fact that I'm putting this in a basement, is that going up still? Going down still, I mean? I think it's going up again. Yeah, it's going up again. So the bauxite was making the difference there. It kind of is more efficient, but the fact is I've got no IC2 down here. I could use my power converters to use a IC2 producer, but I'm not going to, because I've got Buildcraft down here. I'm going to do it the Buildcraft way, so I'm going to use a refinery, and I've made some bits. In here I've got a squeezer that we're going to need, and I've got a refinery. No, I've not. I've got the bits to make a refinery, so I didn't actually make the refinery yet. So what we need here is redstone, 3 bits of glass. That gets us a refinery. So the first we need to do is plop a squeezer down there. Oops. And I should have brought one oily propellers with me. Oh, what the hell am I doing? So there's our squeezer. So let's get that oily propolis, which is of course coming from our refined bees. Let's get a stack. And jump that down there. So this is a mess down here. This you have to ignore how tatty everything is. Import bus, nope. Export bus, yes. Put it in that end one. Keep it tidy, dickhead. There we go. That's going to start squeezing as oil. Now, oil's alright. Oil could run a liquid boiler, but nowhere near as good as actual Buildcraft fuel. The reason why I've got an import bus on there is because this has got a 50% chance of creating propolis as well. So if we didn't have any way for the propolis to go, see there's one in there, then that'd get to 64 and then this would just stop. We don't want it to stop, we want it to keep going. So the next thing we want to do is put our refinery down. Now, our refinery I'm going to put next to that. I don't want it facing away from us. They're in the wrong place. Let's get rid of them. There we go. There's a refinery. And this needs power as well. And it also needs, of course, liquid to process. So I want to break that block there. Oops. I'll lose it, but I don't care. And I put a lever there. I'll start putting oil into there, and you see the oil gets refined into fuel. Now, of course, I could just have got a liquid duct and pump this into one of these spare tanks over here, but because I'm messing around with the what do you call it, the quantum tank, I wanted to do it with a quantum tank, so that's what I'm going to do. And then we could use a liquid duct to send that fuel where we want to send it. Is that full yet? No. I'm actually going to try. I'm going to use a liquid duct and put all that fuel into one of these. I think I should probably use a liquid duct, the quantum tank for the hydrogen, to be honest, because that's just going to keep growing and growing as we process more bauxite. I maybe actually will, but let's say I'm stuck for now. I can't actually do anything else, because what I can do is just give that a little bit more room by wrenching that and letting that pipe fill up with fuel as well. So that's going to all stop once that's full, and then we can start putting that in there, and then we're processing our fuel, then our propolis into fuel. We're going to need a little squeeze there as well for the petroleum propolis. That'd get some more biofuel. Remember, we've got like 2,250 of that as well. We've got like nearly 6,000 hourly, going down pretty quick now. And yeah, so I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the camera. I'm going to breed as an emerald bee. I'm going to actually have to give it good stats, because I want it. This is a producer, so I'm going to give it the stats that all the other bees have got. What's going on in there? That's going on. Okay. And I'll be back in a bit when that's done, and we'll see how it goes from there. So back in a bit. Okay, back again. I've got my emerald bees rocking there, and emerald bees produce emerald combs. Just one thing while I'm mentioning this, I've got 4 frame housings in each of these. Some of these will do better with more frame housings. Valuable bee, for example, it can take 7, I think it's the max, to get the max product out of this. I've left it as 4 because in the 1.5 version it's going to be limited to 4, so I've just started limiting it myself early. I could have more in them and get a bit more product out, but I'm getting enough. What they produce is the emerald bees, emerald combs. Now, emerald combs, if I press U on there, you'll see they give us a tiny pile of olivine and tiny pile of emerald dust. Now, we can make the emerald dust into, well, obviously the first thing we've got to do is make these into dusts, full dusts. So we'll run upstairs to this thing here, add emerald and add olivine to that, and that'll start producing us emerald dusts and olivine dusts. Now we can turn these into emeralds. We could, using the implosion compressor, 4 emerald dusts and 4 emerald dusts in the implosion compressor will get 3 emeralds. But what we can also do is we can actually use these for recipes as well. So if you press U there on the olivine dust, you'll see the thing that can make olivine. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but in the same vein, the emerald can make emeralds, the olivine can make olivine. But if we go one step further there, I use emeralds for this recipe to make 4 of them data storage circuits. You can actually use the emerald dust or the olivine dust just straight into there. So all I need to do is get 8 of one of these, and then I'll combine that with an advanced circuit, and that'll get me my data storage circuits that I need. You can also use these as amplifiers. So if I get too much of this, I've got a decent amplifier there. It only takes 4 per thing for olivine dust. So I need to wait for 8 of them. So we're not quite finished yet. So I need 2 more of them things. So while we're waiting for that, so this should really go into a quantum tank. If I'm probably going to end up using quantum tanks on the full Let's Play. What I've done just for a mess about is I've set this up down here, and I'm going to transfer. I'm going to transfer that into these tanks over here, just for fun. So I mean, you can fill up multiple tanks. I could have one massive Zycraft tank here, to be honest. Probably should have, but I'm just messing about with it. These will give me double the amount of storage. These are both the same size as that one over there, so that'll just double the amount of storage. I suppose I could make another quantum tank off camera once I've got this one done, and just store all this hydrogen in a quantum tank. It saves wasting it. I don't really need it, but on the main, if I was on the main server, at some point I'll probably get to making a fusion reactor, even though I don't particularly rate them. Well, nah, I suppose they're alright. So I might as well save all this up and have it all ready. Just have it all ready to make deuterium and tritium, something like that. Deuterium and tritium, I think. We can also process that straight from this into that. How do you make that again? I won't get sidetracked with that. Let's leave that for now. Episode's getting a bit long again. Probably getting there 40 minutes. Oops. I need to get 8 of one of these things, so hurry up, damn guy. And then the assembly of these things are going to take a bit of time. I suppose while I'm here, I've got a couple of weird propolises. This one's from the start bees when I was just sorting out breeding. They give 10% chance of getting a dull shard out of them, which is quite cool. That's if you're running start bees. And these breezy ones are from the aura bees that I was breeding, and they give a 10% chance of an aura shard. So air shard, sorry, should I say. So it's not a great deal, but they're from the combs that I got when I was breeding the Stark and the aura. Where were they? There's the aura, there's the Stark. Just remember the fastest production and stuff like that. So that's where they came from. So I'm going to cut the camera again. This went down to 18%. I think I showed that anyway. It's back up to 60 odd percent. So you see it's taken a while for me to get them bees sorted out. Give them decent stats. And so yeah, I'm going to have to cut the camera again. Wait until I've got 8 of these. 8 of these will combine with one advanced circuit to get me another 8 of them. That combined with, another 4 of them. That combined with 8 of them will get me the other data orbs that I need. And then I'll be ready to finish the quantum tank. Back in a bit. Okay, back again at 42 minutes, damn it, with my data orb. I meant to do these half an hour. I will one day work out how to actually do them at half an hour. Got my quantum chest. So a quantum chest holds 2 billion items, like a deep storage unit from MFR. But we'll put that in there. We'll turn that on. Gives us a quantum tank, which I believe holds 2 billion buckets of liquid, which is pretty cool, I think. Pretty cool. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stick that there. And why you not connect? It does connect. Wonderful. So can I look in this? I can look in that. It's showing me how much is in there. Wonderful. And hopefully I can also, now this might actually need a GregTech sensor kit, but I'm going to try with this. Oh cool, it worked. So that works. So now we've got massive amount of storage there. Wonderful. So all our fuel can go into that. So that's Buildcraft fuel. Buildcraft fuel is the most efficient fuel you can use in a liquid boiler. Just to remind you, it takes 12 buckets an hour, whereas the biofuel takes 3 times as much. So 12 buckets of that fuel an hour. 1 bee can't quite keep up with that. 2 bees probably can. So if I was to make another refined bee, which is pretty straightforward, and I probably will, then that will be enough for that. And what we can do now, up here, we'll stick that there. We'll give it a range upgrade and a colour upgrade, and our liquid sensor. We'll give it a nice colour. It's fuel, so I'm going to give it a yellow colour. And then we just need to turn it on. The yellow colour's a bit mustardy, I don't know if I like that. Name, fuel, liquid name, amount, 3, and fill percentage. Let's look at that. So look at that there, the amount is, that's still too small, and that colour's a bit shit. I'm quite partial to this dark blue background with a light blue text. Liquid name, capacity is 2 billion, we know that. Let's get rid of that, there we go. So we've got 7,000 millibuckets in, so 7 buckets worth. Is that right? Possibly. So there you go, you can have your fuel. So you could have like a few quantum tanks with these right on top of them, showing you what's in them. I've seen Berserkenstan 1 do that on his videos. He has quantum tanks full of his fusion reactor stuff, and he has one of these on top of each tank, so you can see what's in it. Pretty cool idea. I like the style. So there we go. That holds 2 billion millibuckets, or 2 billion buckets. One of the two. It holds a fucking lot of liquid. So there we go. I'm going to finish that episode there. And sorry about it being so long. And I hope you found it entertaining, and as always, I hope you join me next time. Cheers. Bye.